Hi, welcome to ModeFitTV. I'm your host, Jennifer DiDonato, and this is episode number 97. ModeFitTV is everyone's source for health and fitness information and entertainment, and it's where fit bodies don't just happen, they're made. They are made. So welcome to the show. We address a lot of different topics here: nutrition, workouts, recipes, you name it. And this is a really good episode. I think it's something that all of us can probably relate to in some way, whether we know somebody or whether we experience it once in a while. But it's a good topic because it's sparked. I got this really good email. It's from Nikki. She writes, "Dear Jenny, I absolutely love your show." Thank you. "Thanks to you, I've been more consistent with my workouts. However, the nutritional aspect of my life isn't as great as my fitness. I have an unhealthy addiction to cheese and bread. It's hard to eat in moderation with addictive foods. I was wondering if maybe you could share some tips on how to overcome these addictions. Sincerely, Nikki." Well, I thought that was such a great idea. At first I was like, and I was like, oh, because you know what? All of us deal with certain things when it comes to food, whether we're using it as a comfort or whether it's something a little bit more severe. Now, before we get into anything, though, I just want to say that I am not a certified physician or therapist to address food addiction of any kind. But what I'm going to do today is just kind of scratch the surface and peel back the layers so you guys can see maybe certain signs that possibly maybe you might be dealing with. And we're going to talk anywhere from cravings all the way up to food addictions that could potentially interfere with your life. And there's a difference between cravings and food addictions. A craving is something that, you just kind of want to satisfy for the moment. Something that makes you feel good and it's done and it's over and it doesn't consume your life. But addiction is something that interferes with your interpersonal relationships with other people. It interferes with your work. It interferes with the way you function. It interferes with your health, your family members, everything. So that's something that you may want to look into. I have some questions on ModeFitTV.com underneath this blog. You're not going to find it anywhere. You're not going to find it on YouTube, on the videos. You're not going to find it in Vidler. It's just on ModeFitTV.com. Some questions you guys can maybe look into to see if maybe you might have more than a craving and more of an addiction. But if you're dealing with the cravings like we all do, take some action. Number one, you want to identify the cause that triggers the temptation. What is it that's triggering me to want these things over and over and over? And like I said, it's not something that's interfering with your life, but if it's something that is keeping you from, maybe losing that 5, 10, or last 15 or 20 pounds, and it's something like what Nikki was talking about with the cheese and the bread, you got to identify it. You got to identify what is making you, crave that and grab it, are you even hungry for it? That's the thing, maybe you're not hungry for it. Maybe it's something else that's triggering it. So you got to kind of identify that. Second thing you want to do is also react to the cause in a positive way. It's kind of like the 3 R's. React, redirect, and reward. So you want to react to what's causing these temptations in a positive way. You want to redirect your temptation to something that's healthy, that's constructive, meaning redirecting that craving to something where you can sit back and say, okay, I'm not really hungry for this. What can I redirect this energy towards? Maybe I need to finish an assignment that I've been putting off. Maybe that's why I'm craving this one particular food that I always eat to help me through it. Or maybe I can go outside for a walk. Or maybe I can call up my friend or my mom or my sister or my grandma. Something. Redirect that energy to something that's more positive, more constructive in your life, and that's actually healthy, as long as it's healthy. And make sure that you're not replacing that craving with something else. Let's say you're craving pizza, but okay, I'm not eating the pizza, but I'm just going to basically down a whole vat of spaghetti sauce, or I'm going to go smoke some cigarettes. You don't want to replace it. You want to redirect, okay? And the other R is reward. Reward yourself with something in a healthy way as well. Reward yourself, whether you want to buy yourself a little something or whether you want to just give yourself a pat on the back. Doesn't mean you have to do something to reward yourself. The only thing that you can even do if you don't want to buy yourself something, or you definitely don't want to eat something bad, reward yourself with positive talk, positive self-talk. Pat yourself on the back. Look at yourself in the mirror and just say, you know what, good job. You waited 15 minutes and now you don't crave that anymore. If that's what it takes, then do it. Who cares? Do what it takes that fits what's best for you. Number 3, third thing you can do is establish boundaries and limits, and hold yourself accountable to those boundaries and limits that you're setting. if you allow yourself a certain treat or whatever, if you allow yourself a certain amount for that week or for that day, set yourself to those limits. And because otherwise, what's the point of setting limits? You want to make sure that you're not setting yourself up for failure either. So make sure that there are attainable limits that you can achieve or stay within. And make sure you hold yourself accountable for it. You have to be there. No one else is going to hold yourself accountable but you. Even if someone tried to, you can override that. So make sure that you really hold yourself to it. Number 4, forgive and forget. Eliminate that guilt. You got to get rid of it. If it so happens that you do go over those limits and boundaries, well, guess what? Tomorrow's a new day. Who cares about the past? You have to forget about feeling guilty. Stop feeling guilty. It doesn't get you anywhere. It just kind of digs you a deeper hole, and which fuels that snowball effect. It makes you feel bad about yourself. It makes you have negative self-image, negative self-talk, and none of that is constructive at all. So forgive, forget about yesterday. Yesterday is not relative to today. Today is the future. And you can change today. You can't change yesterday. So focus on that. And number 5, set reminders in place for your goal. You got to set reminders, whether it's putting a sticky note on your laptop, putting it on your mirror when you wake up in the morning, putting it on your clock, setting a reminder that it's like, I'm not going to give in to these petty little cravings, because if they weren't such a big deal, then you wouldn't be worried about them. So it's okay to set those reminders for yourself, because if they're keeping you from your goal, it's time to address them, which is, the number one thing I said. Identifying what the problem is. Identify what the temptation is, because majority of the time, it's not the food. It's something else that's making you reach for it. So keep that in mind. Like I said, go to ModeFitTV.com and go to the bottom, right below the blog where I give my little spiel, right below the video. There's going to be some questions there for you if you feel like you or someone you know might have something more than a craving or an addiction. So that's that with that. But I did want to, I get a lot of emails. And I got this really awesome email the other day that I want to share with you guys. It says, Dear Jenny, by accident, I stumbled upon ModeFitTV. I watched the 10 reasons why you're not losing weight. That's a pretty popular episode. I like that one. Well, it was like a light finally went on. I've put into action everything I've learned from you, and although it is only day 10 today, I have an enormous amount of energy. I've lost 2 pounds, and people are already commenting. I have 18 pounds to go, but this is a lifestyle change for me forever. That's important. Thank you so much for your sensible and practical and most certainly doable advice. She put that in bold. And for putting yourself out there to help women like me. I will send you before and after pics. Love you. Thanks. A follower in Winnipeg, and her name is Rhonda. And I just want to say, that's all that it takes. If a little light goes on, go for it and just run with it. It's all about the baby steps. It's all about taking those small changes that can get you to your goal. Set those tiny goals, hold yourself accountable, all like what I said, and you can get to it. So guys, if you have any questions or you'd like your email addressed on the podcast that we do, or have it possibly be a topic, you can email me at jenny@ModeFitTV.com, and you can also follow me on Facebook. I'm Jennifer DiDonato, and you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Jenny DiDonato, and we also have a fan page on Facebook as well, so that always gets updated. And real quick, I had my show this weekend, so I just want to thank all of you who, it was the NPC 2010 Michigan State Championship. I won my height class. I'm very happy. So now I guess I can say I can be a national level figure competitor if I want to go on to a national competition, which will be in the near future sometime. I'm just going to take some time off and recoup probably, and then hit it again real hard back in the next couple months. So I just want to thank all of you for sticking by me and for being my motivation. And thanks for joining us for that live stream that Chris, so nicely put on for us that evening. So, all right, guys, have a great day. And remember, fit bodies don't just happen. They are made. We'll see you next time. Good emails. Good people.